Have no fear, the digipreneur is here. Keron Rose joins us every Tuesday. He's back with us today. Keron, great to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, JW. I hope all is well.
All is well, all is well. Good to be back and, you know, getting ready to engage in more discussions and discussions that will impact us all in a positive way. We're looking this morning at the pros and cons of cash on delivery. Cash on delivery, you know, cash on delivery sounds good to me. That's a pro, but I know there's some cons. Let's really trash it out this morning. Let's start with the pros.
Yeah, well, let's preface the conversation by saying the reason why this conversation is happening is there's been a number of videos that are making the rounds on social media where business owners are taking to social media to air out their grievances as to why they do not do cash on delivery. And that's because you have businesses who are making products, or maybe they buy and sell, and they've now sent out their products with couriers, maybe they're doing deliveries themselves, and customers are not showing up at designated times. Courier companies are trying to communicate with customers, going to their houses 3 and 4 times and still not getting on to customers. But the couriers have the products and businesses are out because they don't have that product in store anymore. And customers are placing the orders and it seems like they have no intention of paying. And that's tying up sales, that's tying up the inventory. So again, you have business owners going on social media, airing out their grievances as to why they're not taking them. So that's really the biggest problem that we're trying to address right now. I'm giving business owners the options as to how they can accept payments, whether it be digitally or how to accept cash payments before the products leave their business and go out to customers.
So what's the recourse? I mean, clearly if someone, they send out product, you can't get onto the customer, I guess what, you just take it back and you start all over again? Or is it that money is being wasted because of time and all this effort?
So
and you're never able to complete the sale. What's happening there?
So 2 things, right? If you're somebody who's lucky enough that you're buying and selling, so let's just say if I'm selling phones, for example, I can easily get the product back. I mean, the product is going to be out of my possession for maybe a week, right? But I can get it back and resell it. The other issue is, and this is where money is being lost, is you have a lot of business owners that are making custom orders. So they're making jewelry, they're making cakes, things that are custom to the customer. And then the customer doesn't show up, or the customer decides to no longer go with the product, or they just cannot be reached when it comes time for delivery or come time for meeting. And you now have this custom product with somebody's name on it that you cannot resell to anybody else.
Understood. Are there warranties if you conduct business online like that? Okay, let's say everything went well. Cash delivered, you got your product, but the product is faulty. It's not up to standard, not up to mark. What's the recourse and how could the customer now get this particular issue resolved with the supplier?
Well, this is, I mean, from what I've seen, you have business owners who are typically going to lawyers to go and file a civil suit, or they'll just go online and make a lot of noise because the court system might be a little too slow to deal with it, or maybe they might not have the money to go and take the business to court for some recourse. Usually abroad, there is a Better Business Bureau that you would report these types of things to, and they would fight on your behalf. We do have something like that in Trinidad. How well they operate, well, I mean, that kind of remains to be seen. But the conversation for today, let me give people some solutions so that, again, you can take payments, whether digitally or take cash payments ahead of time before you're sending these products out. So a couple of solutions that I would recommend. If you want to do digital payments, you have the banks, right? All of the banks have a service. So with Scotiabank, they have Scotia Ecom Plus. Republic has Republic ePay. FCB has EasyBiz. You also have a platform called Wipay. And these platforms allow you to send out digital invoices where people can use their linx cards or credit cards and pay you. And that could be using, you don't need to have a website. You could send these links, these payment links and digital invoices over email or social media. So those are a couple things to do digital payments. Now, let's just say if you have the old school customer, right? We know we still have them that wants to give you cash, right? Rather than you doing cash on delivery, you could do one of two things. One, set your business up with a platform. It's free. It's called Zoho, Z-O-H-O, Zoho Invoicing. And that's going to allow you to create your invoices and at the footer, put your banking information. That way you can send it out to your customers. They could take that invoice into the bank with the banking information to do cash deposits, whether it be a quick deposit or over the teller, right? And then you also have a service called PayWise, P-A-Y-W-I-S-E. They have outlets all over Trinidad and Tobago in pretty much every single city and village that you could go into any one of the outlets, and all the outlets are listed on their website, and you could give them the cash payment that would go into the business's PayWise account and then the money delivered into their bank accounts. So those are two ways that you could accept cash payments ahead of time before your products are sent out for delivery.
Excellent. What about the actual portal, the physical portal? Sometimes people work with that. You could tap your card. I mean, that obviously is still an option. I've seen many times pop-up shops, people actually have their small little thing set up once they have the internet and people are able to do the transaction without using cash.
Now, that still falls under cash on delivery per se in this instance, right? So you do have the mobile terminals. You also have Color, that is the payment app that businesses can download, but that still requires me actually going and meeting you. If you want to mitigate you having to create these products or send out products ahead of time, then you need to take cash payment up front. Kind of like Amazon. We don't pay Amazon when the product lands in our lab. We have to pay for it ahead of time, and then it comes in. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, but what about the customers? How are the customers protected? Honestly, the one thing I would say to customers is check out the businesses ahead of time and don't do business with sketchy businesses. If you feel like this is a business that's probably not trustworthy, then why would you be patronizing them to begin with?
Mm-hmm. Understood. As we look to wrap things up, this is the way forward. Keron Rose, you see yourself, or at least you see Trinidad and Tobago 5, 10, 15 years from now, everything will be more or less this kind of interaction, this kind of financial interaction, where it's not face-to-face anymore?
Absolutely, because it's going to save a lot of business owners time. So rather than you being the one to go out and do deliveries yourself, partner with delivery companies like O-Deliver, CSF Couriers, Sped TT. Partner with them. The customers are always happy to pay for the delivery fees for the products. That gives you more time to go and create products, work on the business or work in the business. But yes, businesses, raise your standards if you want to get better customers. Set up these systems in place, whether it be digital or cash transactions. You do have mechanisms that allow you to get paid ahead of time to secure your business. And if you start to raise your standards, you're going to start attracting better customers and everybody wins. Well said.
Hey, again, Keron, I want to thank you. Great information, keeping us always in the loop, cutting edge, and have a safe one. And greetings on the holiday, the Eid holiday tomorrow.
Have a good one as well.
For sure. Keron Rose touching base with us as we look to transition from the digipreneur into our conversation on cancer. Dr. Fidel Rampersad joins us next. Very established, a consultant of radiologists, and he's going to obviously give us some details as we get into that health and wellness discussion via our conversation on cancer. Dr. Fidel Rampersad up next.